a new band of rebels arose who were determined to carry the fight to Jerusalem. The SICARII. To the SICARII, anyone who wasn't fighting the Romans was a collaborator and worthy of death.
Many were slain every day, and the fear men were in was worse than the calamity itself.
What's going on? You see me? What you mean?
I understand.
You be on YouTube?
Nope.
Okay, well, I mean, I used to be on YouTube. I'm not sure. You from Oakland?
You out here somewhere, though.
In Oakland? You from Oakland?
Yeah.
What part?
I'm from Alabama.
I got family from Alabama.
From the bottom.
Okay. You familiar with the Isrealites, though?
I seen you somewhere, bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I get that a lot.
Maybe it was YouTube, but I know you from somewhere, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Do your thing.
You believe in the Bible, brother?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. All right, let me get Deuteronomy 28.
Hey, look, excuse me. I know I'm drinking it. Yes, sir, I do.
You just started drinking, brother?
Yeah, I just started drinking.
Yeah. I'm just asking.
Maybe it probably.
It don't seem like you drunk or anything like that.
Like 2-3 years.
No, I'm talking about just today. Today, though. Today.
You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah, you ain't drunk. You don't seem drunk.
Today. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know I only had this. That's all.
Okay, that's cool.
But
Yeah,
I'm
down
loving the
Julio's.
speech, though. You know what I'm saying?
What's
though?
up?
I said I'm loving the speech though. I was drawn to it. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying,
cool.
though? I couldn't walk past it. You know
That's
what
cool.
I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I see you got a cross on your neck now, but let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I got time.
What if, I believe it. Appreciate your time, brother. What if I told you that the people in America that call themselves African American are from the Bible? The people of the Bible, literally.
Okay.
You're related to Jesus. You're related to King David. You're related to King Solomon. You're related to Moses.
I believe.
You're related to Samson. All the prominent figures in the Bible that they talk about, you're related to them by blood, literally.
I believe.
Okay, let's just prove it to you. Go ahead.
Prove it to me.
So this is what's your name, brother?
Q.
Q.
My real name Kwanye.
Okay.
But a lot of people can't pronounce it.
It's all good.
They call me
Kwanye.
Q,
Kwanye.
man.
We got Hebrew names up here, so it's not too far off.
Talk
Go
about
ahead.
Okay, so this is Deuteronomy 28, start at 15? Or just main one?
Yeah.
Okay. Deuteronomy 28
Give me Jeremiah 17.
and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right, Exodus 20. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You familiar with this, the narrative of the Bible?
Yes, sir.
Moses what?
Yes, sir.
Freed the Israelites out of Egypt.
Yes, sir.
They left Egypt, crossed the Red Sea, they went to the wilderness.
All right now.
Was in the wilderness for 40 years.
Keep going.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And then what happened? They got laws of God.
I hear you now.
One of the stipulations. Yeah, one of the stipulations of the covenant of God back at this time was what? Keep the laws of God.
That's right.
Or you're going to go through curses. This is one of the major curses we read about that happened to our people in modern times. This is written, 3,000 years ago or more. So, of course, when Moses is speaking, he doesn't know what's going to happen. He's just prophesying, writing it down for our people to understand what's going to happen in the future. Give me that, though.
It's Exodus 20 and 2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So that Egypt is synonymous with what? Bondage. The Israelites were in captivity in Egypt. This verse back in Deuteronomy 28 says what? Go read it again.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So what's Egypt here? What's Egypt mean here, Q? If he's going to bring you into Egypt again with ships, what does Egypt mean according to this verse? Bondage.
Bondage?
That's what it means. Go read it again real quick.
Exodus 20 and 2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Egypt is where they were enslaved for 200-300 years. So of course, fast forward, they're in the wilderness. He's saying, I'm going to bring you back to Egypt in ships. But how close is Israel to Egypt? It's walking distance. So how did they go on ships to Egypt? It's synonymous with bondage. Who went on slavery on ships?
I can't answer that. I don't know. You want you to tell me? That's why I'm here.
Did your ancestors come on slave ships?
That's why I'm playing.
Do you believe your ancestors are from West Africa?
Do I believe my ancestors from West Africa?
Yeah, that got put on slave ships.
Yeah.
Or do you believe your people are indigenous to America?
Nah, I believe.
Okay.
I believe.
So slavery happened from West Africa to America all across the globe, right? So this is telling the Israelites that what?
Can I ask you something?
What's up?
I believe like, well, I can't say what I believe, but I think like we spoke another language before we got here.
Of course we did.
You know what I'm saying? But they made us speak English so they all understood.
Well, yeah, it was a form of
Talk to me.
dehumanization. Obviously, making us bow to their will per se. Because obviously they couldn't understand us either. But
Understood.
of course, over time, over the generations,
Right.
pass down the language so you
Right.
can learn as you go.
Right.
Of course, we're going to learn English because we're growing up in it.
Understood.
Kind of like if somebody's born in America that's from Mexico, more than likely they're going to be bilingual because their home language for their parents is Spanish.
Correct.
But you're growing up around English speakers, you're going to learn English naturally. So of course, in America, where we grew up, or as through the generations go by, like I said, our people were learning English because that's what we do.
Okay.
So of course we didn't speak English.
Right.
We spoke a dialect of Hebrew.
That's how I feel.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So you wise enough to recognize that. And of course the Bible is written in Hebrew, the Old Testament in that regard. But the main point I wanted to make is that our people are the people of the Bible because we went on slavery on ships. Not just quote unquote black people, but Northern Kingdom, which is the Latinos, Native Americans. They went on slavery to Spain, Hawaii, Philippines. People don't talk about that because you know what? We're the same people.
Right.
You think black and brown are the same people? Mexicans, Guatemalans, Salvadorians, we all in the same hoods. Black people are what? Bloods and Crips. Mexicans and Salvadorians are what? Serenos, Norteños. Red and blue is the same thing. So there's no difference. But of course, due to the curses, we separated. Now we fight against each other. We kill each other. We do negative things to our people in our communities and tear down our communities. And that's a curse of God. Go back to, is that it?
No. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto you, that thou shalt see it no more again.
Go ahead.
And there
And there, when you get off that slave ship, read,
ye shall be sold unto your
you
enemies.
gotta be sold who?
Unto your enemies.
Who? Were we sold off the slave ships as people? That's in the Bible, brother.
Understood.
So
I hear you loud.
it can't be talking about everybody, right? It's talking about a particular people group.
Correct.
Go ahead.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Bondmen and bondwomen. Slaving is what's going on, bro?
So I seen the Bible, so I'm like, let me hear. I want to hear.
It's all good. We talking about where you from, brother?
West Oakland,
Okay. What about your ethnicity? Where you from?
Mexico.
Oh, you Mexican? Okay. I believe you. You believe in the Bible, then, right? You stopped by. All praises. Hey, man, it's all good. We talking about the Bible,
Maybe
brother,
the guy
too.
Right here, but you know, I always like, I don't know how to read the Bible, but you know, I like hearing
Okay.
it. I don't know how to read
That's
it.
all good. We talking about you and this brother right here. How you guys are the people of the Bible. Have you heard that before? What's your name, bro? What's up? We in the city, but we all over the bay.
Okay.
A couple of us live in the city, a couple of us live in Redwood, you know, all over the bay. But
I'm familiar with Redwood.
yeah, we all over the bay though. Sometimes we go to South to teach, you know what I mean?
What about in Redwood?
Well, I'm not from Redwood. I'm just saying somebody we know that was from out there, EPA, all that type of stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
if you want to link up, brother, the information's on there, phone numbers
Everything
on there.
here.
YouTube, all that. You know what I mean?
Understood.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't want to keep you too much longer, but did you understand what we talking about though?
I ain't got number time.
Here's the more of the story. You got time, brother?
Down planet.
You got time, brothers?
We got more time than the family.
Yeah, that's all good. You say your name was what again? My bad. Ernest. Okay. That's all good. You go to church at all or what?
I do, but not like that.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. Church ain't really the end all be all. It's about God. You know what I
I
mean?
tell my dad. That's why I tell my dad, if you know already about the word, it's not really. But like my dad said, it's just like a father. You know, your father always like you to go see his house. Sometimes go visit him. So that's why I go sometimes. You know, but you know I know about the word. You know, because you know, like y'all be hearing the word. So I don't really have to go to church like that because I already know the word.
You read it for yourself?
I don't know how to read, but you know, like say, like y'all been to a program, like y'all had a program. I went to a program when I was younger.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now I got.
You say you don't know how to read or you don't read it?
I don't know how to read.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean,
You know,
hey.
back in the days, you know, the paint had lead.
Oh, okay, you had
So
some
when
lead
I was
poisoning?
younger, we stayed in the old house, and my mom told me I used to chew the paint.
Oh,
So
wow.
when I went to juvenile hall, they took out blood, and they were like, "Oh, you got lead."
Yeah, lead poisoning,
You got
yeah.
lead poisoning. So after the words my head, they don't.
Okay, I
They don't stay
understand.
stuck like that.
I see what you're saying.
I mean,
It's not a problem, bro. Like I said, as long as you're listening and understanding, like I
Yeah,
said,
listening
that's all it is.
and I know,
Maybe
you
the
know.
Most High can restore that to you. You know what I mean?
Start keeping the laws of God. He's gonna bestow His Holy Spirit on you, and all that might be renewed. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You know what I mean? But we gotta do His will, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what we here to preach. To Q and the brother Ernest. Our message ultimately is to know who you are. Hey, Ernest and Q, let me talk to y'all brothers. Hey, Q, the message, what we trying to say, like I said, our people, we don't have an identity, you know what I mean? Black isn't an identity. Mexican isn't an identity for real. What is a black person like? Where can we find that?
So basically you're saying like, what's your nationality?
Of course.
Basically, what's your nationality?
I'm an Israelite.
Okay, I like that.
Like I said, our message is we're the people of the Bible. Just like you the people of the Bible. Literally. You're related to Moses, David, Solomon, like I said before. We're related to the people of the Bible. Not just because we say it, because the prophecy lines up. They have Hebrew artifacts in America. Of course. Go in my backpack.
Prophecy, archaeology, and history points that we are those people, right? Because he's gonna show us a lot of
I'm gonna show you
artifacts.
Give me
I'm gonna let y'all go, John. I gotta go home.
You got a fire though, brother? Yeah, we on YouTube with it. YouTube, yeah.
I tell my baby mama, she know I really can tell.
Let me show you this real quick. This is a Hebrew artifact in New Mexico. Who's in New Mexico? Your people, right? Because New Mexico, California, Arizona, always be New Mexico at one point. This is a Hebrew artifact in New Mexico, Paleo Hebrew with the 10 Commandments. Who wrote this? White man didn't write this. Your ancestors wrote this. They knew about the 10 Commandments because they're the people of the Bible.
No, what I know is just everybody. It's only one God.
Of course.
It's just like this lady told me, like if I know my history, we come from one people. But then after that,
what do you mean?
Because we really was like,
you talking about the world?
Black. They was say I was the first, and then after that we mixed up.
Who you talking about? Everybody on earth or just?
That's what the lady said. That was she
What
told me.
the Bible says God separated the nations. Let me get that real quick. I know you want to lead your girl, but let me read this one more thing. And like I said, I'm gonna go back to this in a second. You be doing only 32. What you about to get?
Second Esdras.
Nah, 32.
So this is Deuteronomy 32 and 8, bro.
Read.
Right? It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
He divided the nations their inheritance, meaning what? Where they're supposed to live, where they're supposed to populate. So it's already separation here. Read.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
Separated the sons of Adam, which means what? Everybody on earth is supposed to be separate. That's why, obviously, you see Asians, East Indians, Arabs. They're all on their own their own land, because that's how God created it. He never wanted people to come together like that. Obviously, there's going to be a time for it, but right now is not the time. Read.
Con, it says, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel, for the Lord's portion is his people.
The Lord's portion is his people, the Israelites. God chose Israel and made everybody else separate. The Israelites are God's chosen people. You're God's chosen people, whether you know it or not. We're telling you now, like I said, based on this, you guys came over here less than 3,000 years ago and wrote this to remember the commandments of God. Then what happened? You guys started doing wickedly. You got conquest about the conquistador in Spain. And now what? Now you're Mexican. Now you're Guatemalan. Now, exactly. So you lost your identity due to the curses, just like our people did. You know what I mean? The blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible, just off archaeology alone. You know what I mean? Because the white man didn't write this. Your people wrote this. So you're supposed to come back to this, the commandments, brother. And I'm pretty sure the church don't tell you to do that.
And that's carved on the side of a mountain, bro. Like inscribed. You know what I'm saying? And one of our brothers went over there, and during the sunrise, you know what I'm saying? It's right behind it. You know
it's
what
facing
I mean?
the east, just like the Bible says. When you pray, face the east towards our homeland in Jerusalem. That's our homeland. Like, we're not from America. We're not from Mexico. Obviously, we're here now, but thousands of years ago, our ancestors were the Jews and the Israelites of the Bible. So that's what we're here to teach. Not necessarily saying everybody come together and love each other. No, we're supposed to love ourselves first. Because there's a lot of crime and nonsense going on in our communities. And the church ain't doing nothing about it. The church ain't outside like this, right or wrong. But they're not teaching proper information, though. They're not going to tell you who you are. They're going to tell you, oh, just believe in Jesus and love everybody. That's ridiculous. They're not doing anything to change the community. But it's all good, Ernest. Nice talking to you, bro. Be safe. What you have?
Oh, I had 2 Ezra 6.
Oh, he was going to get that. But give me Genesis 9 and 27. And you can get that 2 Ezra 2, actually. Because he actually about to call that earlier, but I wanted Genesis first.
Genesis 9?
9 and 27.
Genesis 9 and 27. God shall enlarge Japheth.
Start at 26.
Genesis 9 and 26. And he said, blessed be the Lord God of Shem.
Blessed be the Lord God of Shem. Right after the flood, God chose a lineage that he wanted to basically choose for himself. He created all the tribes, quote unquote, but guess what? All our people got it confused in the Christian church that everybody's supposed to be saved, everybody can be saved together. No. God already pronounced who he wanted, who he's going to choose, and who's going to get judged in the last days. Of course, our people can fall in line with that, but guess what? We're supposed to go on the opposite side on the narrow road of righteousness, you know what I mean? And the church ain't going to teach you righteousness. You can say, oh, all righteousness is through Christ, which isn't an issue, but that means you can't do nothing, you know what I mean? We have to do something to be saved in these last days, which is obey the Most High. What you got?
That in 2nd Ezra, and you wanted Jeremiah 17?
Drop all that. Go ahead.
This is 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God.
That's what happened in the last days. People that know better, people that don't know better. People that think they're the house of God in the Christian church or whatever you want to call it, they're going to get judged, whether good or bad, whatever they do on the earth. Because a Christian will just try to isolate good works as just passing out food to the homeless or, thinking that they got to love everybody accordingly. Like, no, that's ridiculous. Righteousness is keeping God's commandments. Give me that in Greek, actually. That's what I want. Let's see what righteousness is in the Greek.
Revelation 2, what?
2 and 17. Give me that.
It says, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God?
Yeah, Peter was talking to who? The circumcision. The Jews that know what was going on. What happens when you don't believe in the gospel? Which is what? Isaiah 61. Which includes Yahushua and Mashiach that died on the cross for the nation of Israel. But guess what? You got to have faith in him and do what he said. That's what's going to happen. That's when we're going to get the everlasting joy, wipe the tears from our eyes, and peace and things like that. All that happens after. You know what I mean? And before that, you might get judged for it if you don't do it. Give me that.
This is Revelation 2 and 17.
No. Give me the Greek. Keep reading. I don't read the verse. I just need the definition.
Verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
If the righteous scarcely be saved, where's the ungodly and the sinner appear?
There you go. You got it?
Let me
She said blacks and Native Americans.
Right. How long have you known that, sister?
My mama is a kind of Oakland and
Okay. She told you that though?
What?
She told you blacks and Hispanics are the same people?
No.
Or that black people are Native American?
Black people are Native American.
Okay.
Because black people are the original man. Just the farther we travel away from the equator, the lighter our skin is.
Well, that's not true, but I understand what you mean. But at the end of the day, honestly, do Muslims teach that? I never heard Muslims teach that.
Circle 7.
My mom, she just converted to being a Muslim.
Oh, recently?
Yeah, no, like she did this she did it 17 years ago.
Okay.
But even, her converting to a Muslim, you still got to learn the truth.
Of course.
So if it's your religion or not, you still need to know the truth.
Absolutely. You got to know a little bit of everything. Absolutely. I agree with that. But I'm just saying, like,
I think the NOI might teach that too.
So basically, does she believe like the slave trade didn't happen? Or
She believed that.
okay. But the Native Americans that are here right now, those aren't the real Native Americans? Is that kind of the concept?
We never went into it that far.
Okay.
Just speaking in
She just told you that, and then that's all you know that she's referenced?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I mean, hey. If she didn't say that, I'm not going to put that on her, but a lot of people are starting to say that, you know what I mean? Some people say the slave trade never happened. We were here as a people, and we just got conquested, which is, I'm not saying that have a problem with her saying blacks are the natives, quote unquote, but there's only a certain sect of Native Americans that were dark skinned, you know what I mean? Which are more like the Florida, Oklahoma, Georgia area, which will be the Seminole Indians, you know what I mean? So all the Native Americans weren't all the same color. You familiar with that, Elise?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so like I said, I don't have a problem with her saying that because we actually agree with that as well. Our people are related to Native Americans, you know what I mean? But here's the thing. Her converting to Islam, was that something that, was that like an identity type of thing, or was that just something that she read in the Quran and she believed in the Quran?
No, she was in the street.
Okay.
She was in her addiction, and that was her way to get out.
To get out. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So,
okay.
You know, instead of just out here being in the world, she chose to learn something.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as to, you know, just to keep her mind and one focus on one thing. Right?
Yeah, a positive thing.
Yeah,
okay,
positive.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, at the end of the day, if she's not doing negativity, I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? Even though
she don't, you know, some people do tend to be negative in their religion.
Of course.
But she tried to teach my kids the truth. Like they watch TV and she's like, you know, dogs don't really talk. You know, you know, like
that's it. She'll have that idea. Yeah.
She just tried to keep it as realistic.
Yeah, about everything, not just religion.
Yeah,
I see what
not
you're
just
saying.
about our religion, just about everything. And then she tell you all the time, if you don't know, ask questions.
Yeah, do some research. Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, to keep asking questions.
Okay,
you know.
so you're not a Muslim, right?
No, I'm not.
You believe in the Bible or what?
Yeah, I believe in the Bible.
Okay.
I was raised as a Christian.
Do you go to church still or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What's the last message that you remember from the church that they taught you?
It was 2 weekends ago. And he was preaching about social media.
Social media?
Yeah.
About what?
About how people tend to try to live the life that they see on social media.
Okay.
When in all actuality, all you see is the good part of people's life. You don't see the bad or what they had to do to get to that point.
Oh, more like the prominent influencers. Okay.
You know, you see positive stuff, you see negative stuff, but you also see false personas of things.
Absolutely.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's not always good for all people. I mean, you see how they have a lawsuit because social media is addictive to kids, for kids. But my thing is, as a parent, I'm not going to allow my child to be addicted to nothing that I can control.
Absolutely.
You know,
I was about to say the same thing because most people
I can control that, and I'm not.
Just to make it easier on the parent. Of course, she's gonna be like, hey, I can just give my kid an iPad or a laptop. He's gonna stare at the screen for hours, so I can just do something else on the other side.
That's how you started your child off. What do you expect?
Exactly.
You don't start with 1, 2, 3 and ABC or out here in the world.
Yeah.
And your child gonna think that's what life is.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, there's still shows on that, and there's cartoons that they can put them in front of and learn. But of course, they're not doing that. They're having them play games and watch other shows that have no learning capabilities. You know what I mean?
Kids to school to learn, but when they come home, you teach them.
Exactly.
So you can't keep giving an iPad to your kids. You gotta teach them too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's giving them more freedom to, like I said, the parent to do other things other than be right up on their kid and teach them and let them know, hey, I can teach you better than the school could, which is true. But I'm just saying that to say, like, I agree with that. The parents are responsible for guiding their kids in a proper path. And what we're teaching up here is that our people, including yourself, sister, would you consider yourself African American? Does the church say that?
I consider myself black. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I've never been to Africa. I know that's where my ancestors came from, but I was born here in America. You know, I work with a bunch of Africans. They don't like me. They don't.
What part of Africa are they from? You know?
It doesn't matter. They Africans and they don't like me. Like what did I do? We working in the same profession, getting the same money. Why do you have animosity towards me?
There's a separation.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not going to say all Africans like that. I work with a few Africans myself.
Not all of them.
And like
I'm
I said,
just saying.
Some of them resonate with us. I work with a lot of Africans that are hella cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there is a separation depending on where they come from. Because most people that move to America from other countries, they go through a nationalization process. You familiar with that? Where they got to learn about America, learn about the Constitution and what happened in the past certain times. But of course, within that rhetoric, they learn about black people. Hey, stay away from them black people. That's part of the thing that they teach them.
The indoctrination.
Yeah, it's indoctrination. Because obviously, we come from Africa as a people for the most part, but they don't identify with us. We don't identify with them because it's a total we're worlds apart. But at the same time, like I said, certain Africans we don't necessarily think are our people because we came from West Africa. Our people took on slaves from West Africa. Are there other groups in West Africa that are our people? Of course. But of course, that's when we got to do the research and say, oh, where are you from? We can't control how people treat you, but we're saying that to say, like, if you want to call yourself black, that's not necessarily a nationality, you know what I mean? So that's why we would have a problem with that. And why I reference the church aspect and what they teach you in church, they're not going to teach you who you are in church. Do they say black people are Canaanites in church or what? Are they Gentiles?
I'll never hear that.
That's not a message in church? No. They never say we're Gentiles and we can be grafted in to the Israelites or Jews? No. You never heard that before? How long have you been going to church, sister? What's your name, sister? Nathema?
No, preacher don't preach about that.
What's he talking about?
He don't talk. He try to connect so we know, he make us go to Bible study so we understand what we read and how we doing it. But me as a person, I took up, I started really trying to figure out who are these people in the Bible so I can know who they are before I start, you have to know where these people come from and why they are in the Bible.
That's true. That's a great thought process to have. So did you ask him that, or you've never got that?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, I recently just started doing that because it's a lot of stuff I don't know. Like,
okay.
Who is Peter? Who is Paul? Why were they his disciples? Why did he choose those people?
Absolutely.
What was their background? Like, where did they come from? So that's what I'm on now.
Okay. Well, like I said, there's not much information about that, honestly. We just know that they were Jews, part of Jewry in that area in Israel back at the 1st century. So obviously there's people that have a lineage, things like that. But as far as nations, we can tell you who certain nations are in the Bible. You know what I mean? Give me that in Psalms 83. And then give me, go back to Deuteronomy 28 actually. Because our message here, as you see this sign right here, we believe the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we are the people of the Bible. We are God's chosen people, the Israelites. So that's why when I asked you, what's your nationality? You say black. Well, black's not in the Bible either. Of course, it mentions the word black per se or Negro, but is that a nationality really? Because when we came here on slavery, what were we? Colored, Negroes, African American, black. Which one? Because those are all over time periods that they changed the name of our people. And of course, that's not coming from us. We didn't name ourselves that. So what were we? Because when you study history, when they there's articles.
I ain't being rude, my
oh no, it's all good. I know you came with some people. I know you got family over there, but like I said, I appreciate your patience and time. If you got time to listen, what you have?
Psalm 33.
Yeah, give me Psalm 33. We gonna give you some research to do. Because like I said, we have our own studies. And obviously, we were taught as well. You know what I mean? We didn't just come with it on our own. But there's history and archaeology and things like that we can go off of in the Bible. Give me hold that. Give me that.
This is Psalms 83. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult."
Our enemies make a tumult. Talking about who? The enemies of the nation of Israel. Who are the enemies of Israel? Read.
"And they that hate thee have lifted up the head." Right? I'll say, just go down.
Yeah, keep reading.
It says, "And they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones."
Hidden ones are the Israelites. Read.
"They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation."
The nations other than Israel wanted to cut off the nation of Israel because they're still God's chosen people in this time. And they're still technically today as well. But people, when they think of Israel, they think of those Europeans over there. Like, those aren't the real people. They stole their identity. And quite as kept, they sponsored the slave trade. Read.
Because it wasn't no Palestine. Israel was there.
Well, no, there was a Palestine. It wasn't called Palestine back then.
But Israel was there before they started.
Well,
Palestine, right?
I mean, honestly, we can show you an old map Because Palestine's a modern term, honestly. Because it was what? The Philistines. That's where they get Palestine from. Philistine. You know what the Philistines are, right? David and Goliath. Goliath was a Philistine. David hit him with the slingshot and killed him. That was a Philistine in the Bible. That's where they came from.
They're the ancient enemies of the children of God, Israel. Right?
Anyways. But that's the thing, like, Palestine is a more modern term, so of course it was there in ancient times, but the Palestine wasn't the name, so of course they're going to say that, and it makes more sense. But technically they were there, because if you study history, what happened? The Israelites were in Egypt. They became a nation in Egypt. They left Egypt, and then what? God said, hey, go to the land of Canaan and kill the Canaanites and take over their land. So there was already people there. God just commanded, hey, I promised that land to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You people are here now. Go ahead and conquest that land, and then that's going to be your land now. So, of course, if you want to be technical, Israel wasn't there either at first, if you study the history of the chronology of the Bible. But that's not the point. I'm saying that to say the people that are alive today, everybody walking the earth has a lineage in the Bible. So we're going to get to that in a second. Go ahead.
Verse 5, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom. The Edomites. Who are the Edomites today? Who do you think they are? The number one enemy of Israel. If we're saying we're the Israelites, who's the number one enemy of Israel that you can think of? What's that?
Palestine?
No. We're saying those aren't the real Jews over there. You're a Jew. We're the Israelites. Who's in America? Who's the enemy of us in America?
American.
Technically, yeah, you can say that.
Everybody.
You can say that, but it's white people. Edomites are white people, and we can prove that. Matter of fact, hold that. Give me Esther 3:1. Give me and the Maccabees, first Maccabees. Go ahead.
It says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites. You know the Ishmaelites. You heard of the Ishmaelites? Who are the Ishmaelites today?
They Muslims.
What's that?
They Muslims.
Who are they though? Arabs.
There you go.
Exactly. So you know that that's something you can recognize. So that's the enemy of Israel. Do Arabs mess with black people and Mexicans? Of course not. They move in our community, build liquor stores, gas stations, and make trillions off our community. They don't care about nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they don't have sympathy for certain things that go on, but overall, they're going to take care of them first. Which is what we got to start doing. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Of Moab?
Moab is who? Chinese. You know how you know who they are? When you go to archaeology, look at something called what? The Moabite sarcophagus. Let's look at the sarcophagus real quick. And pull up what's his name's dad? Alexander's dad. We're gonna go to that real quick. Let's prove it to you real quick. Show it a picture. That's a Moabite sarcophagus. Who does it look like? Does it look like an Asian? That's how you know. So that's in the Bible. Those are, and we know they're enemies of Israel. You see videos of black women going in to get their nails done, getting slapped and beat up in them shops sometimes. Who knows what happened? But ultimately, they don't give a damn about us. That's three nations: white man, Arabs, Chinese. Keep reading. We don't get that in a second. Keep reading.
It says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes.
Hagarenes, other Africans. Read.
Jabal and Ammon.
Ammon is who? The Japanese. Read.
And Amalek.
And Amalek. Who's Amalek? Those fake Jews over there. Because it separates Edom. They're both Edomites. But it says Amalek is what? In the Old Testament, in Deuteronomy, and also in Exodus, I believe, it says what? Amalek was the first of the nations. They're the chief of the nations, meaning what? They're going to be at the top of the heap. Who runs the world? Well, Europeans for the most part. But who's behind the scenes pulling the strings? The Jewish people. Kanye brought that out, right? You familiar with that debacle? Kanye got in trouble. They tried to strip him of his money, chastise him in the media. He said, what? Hey, these Jewish people run everything. And they wanted to keep that a secret. But of course, Kanye's up in those spaces as a celebrity. And of course, he probably did some things to get famous. But hey, God put the spirit on him. Hey, it's time for you to expose what's going on. That's why he got in trouble. And they try to say, oh, what he's doing is inciting violence against Jewish people. No, he's not. He's just telling the truth. Just like your mom said, right? Tell the truth. And that's what we're doing. We don't necessarily have a problem with you know, Jewish people. Hold on. Oh yeah, not a problem. There's information on that flyer, sister. Everything's there. Hey man, people like the music, but what was you about to say?
For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. The one that was beefing with the rabbi. What's her name?
Ooh.
Got her own show.
Oh, Candace Owens.
Candace Owens, for example, when she was going at it with that rabbi, and the whole debacle of she's anti-Semite, got her fired.
Exactly.
Right.
Because her boss is Jewish, technically. I think.
Yeah.
What's that white dude's name? You know what I'm talking about? You probably don't know.
From the Daily News.
Yeah, Daily News. Man, what's his name? And he always tried to debate people, obviously.
Yeah.
He's a little quirky little white boy. But anyways, go ahead.
I said all this to say this, right? It's not an anti-Semitic trope no more. That was proof, bro. She came against the small hats. She got fired. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. For telling the truth about him. You know what I mean?
And that rabbi was celebrating when she got fired and everything.
Exactly.
So it's not like an anti-Semitic trope. It's the truth now. We had like literally happening, bro. They attack you. They attack you financially. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much blackball you. You know what I mean? Ben Shapiro, yeah, exactly. Ben Shapiro. Oh, that's a Jewish dude.
Yeah.
And Candace Owens was working for him.
And at first he stood by her side, but then he got
he got the call.
You
he
feel me?
He had to go to that meeting.
Like a child, you grab him by the ear. That's what happened to him.
He got that call from the other Jewish leaders, like, hey, she got to get up out of here.
Yeah.
She doing too much. Because she had that debate first, remember?
Yes.
She had that debate with one of the Jewish rabbis, and she was just going in on him. And of course, she's debunking, not really about the Bible, but just about the Palestinian aspect and the Gaza.
And she also went in on him because him and his daughter are weird like that. They got a podcast, like talking about kosher sex. Like, hey bro, like that rabbi and her daughter had
Come closer.
like a sex toy store.
I didn't know that.
She was going in on that. She was like, "What kind of rabbi are you?"
That's crazy.
And they were kosher, some shit like that.
It's called kosher sex or something like that.
Hey, there's nothing new under the sun.
And hella shit.
They're in type of debauchery. They're the synagogue of Satan, bro, period. They are the synagogue of Satan. That's how they operate. They're degenerate. The Most High made them wicked as hell. And they're the chief people of the earth due to their wickedness. Give me that in Malachi.
I still got
what have you holding?
Maccabees and,
yeah, let's prove. Well, we don't have to. You can drop that. You can drop that. She already left. Give me that in Malachi.
Oh, what?
Malachi 1, yeah. Hey, give me Psalms. Was that 58 and 3? Go ahead.
This is Malachi 1 and 2. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord?
Read on.
Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
Read.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Yeah, righteous hatred forever against these Edomites. Amalek is the chief of them, and of course he hates them just as well. Why? They're the border of wickedness.